This is not a simulation. It's one material. Let's see how I made this. Okay, so let's jump straight into creating this cool material effect that looks like liquid inside a bottle. First, we'll need an object. I'm grabbing a bottle from Blender Kit, but feel free to use a cylinder to test out the concept. Once I have my bottle, I make sure to apply the scale. This step is essential for everything to work correctly. Next, we'll create a blank material. I'm calling mine liquid material. Then I'll head over into the shading tab. Here, the first thing I need is a mix shader node. Once that's hooked up, I grab another principled BSDF and connect it to the top shader input of the mix shader node. Now for the one below, I'm going to pull out and get a color ramp. This will act as our liquid color. I'll connect that to the effect on the mix shader and change the interpolation mode to constant, making sure black is on the left and white is on the right. From the FAC output of the color ramp, I grab a mapping node, and from that, I pull out a texture coordinate node to help control the liquid levels. Make sure the object output is connected to the mapping node. We're doing this because we're going to use an empty to control the liquid's position. So go ahead and add an empty, then link that empty into the object input of your texture coordinate node. Now when I move the empty, you'll be able to control the height of your liquid. But it doesn't look right just yet. We need to limit the material to one axis, which in our case is the Z-axis. To do this, just grab a separate XYZ node from the mapping node and plug the Z output into the color ramp. And just like that, we can now control the height of our liquid. Let's shrink the empty down a bit so everything lines up more accurately. Next up, let's make sure our object's pivot point is centered. As you can see, this one isn't. Ideally, you want both the center point of your object and the empty to be in the middle. Just right-click the bottle, go to Set Origin, and choose Origin to Center of Mass Surface. Now when I spin the bottle, it behaves a bit better, but we can improve this even more. Let's make it look like the liquid is actually inside the bottle. To do this, I'll grab a mix node from the separate XYZ node, and in the B input, I'll add a layer weight node and connect the Fresnel output, setting it to around 0.9. This gives us a subtle change in the look of the liquid, but of course it needs some variation when turning. So from the texture coordinate node, I pull out a noise texture using object coordinates and connect it to the rotation input of the mapping node. I switch it from 3D to 4D, disable normalize, set the scale to 0.01 and drop the detail to 0. We'll come back to this and give it even more movement using drivers. For now, also reduce the x-axis scale to 0 on the mapping node. Now when we test the liquid material, there's more randomness to it. It moves more naturally than just a flat surface. Next, let's spice up the material a bit more. Back at the start, on the top, principled BSDF, the one without the color ramp. Let's change the transmission to 1 so it becomes see-through. I'll do the same for the liquid material as well. Let's check how it looks in the Cycles engine. I'm going to use my add-on PolyRender Pro, which is available on Blender Market. It makes setting up an optimized Cycles environment for faster rendering possible with one click. I'm also using our other add-on Poly Studio Pro for a quick and easy lighting setup to really bring the scene to life. Now back to the material, we can make a few more changes. I'll reduce the roughness to give it that shiny glass feel. This part is totally up to you, and you can do the same for the liquid as well. Now looking at the effect, it's really starting to come alive, and the best part is, you don't have to worry about crashing your computer. Rendering out a quick image only takes 8 seconds thanks to PolyRender Pro and this lightweight water effect. Can we improve it even further? Absolutely. You may notice the liquid looks a bit empty inside. Let's fix that by adding some volume to the material. To do that, I add a mix shader node to the volume output and connect a principled volume shader to it. Then I duplicate the color ramp and invert the black and white. This ensures that only the liquid has volume, not the entire bottle. Connect the mix node to the color ramp effect and the color ramp color output to the principled volume and also to the mix shader node. Now just tweak the density and bring the anisotropy up to 1. Try disconnecting the volume for a moment. You'll see a nice subtle difference when it's connected. Now let's rotate the bottle on all axes. It's really starting to behave like real liquid. Of course, it's not perfect, but it's lightweight, efficient, and easy. But let's not stop there. Remember earlier I mentioned drivers? Let's add drivers so when the bottle spins, the liquid behaves differently based on its rotation, automatically with no manual keyframing. To do this, head over to the texture coordinate area. I'll grab a map range node and connect it to the W input of the noise texture. Then I add a sine node. This helps create smooth oscillating motion. And from that, a value node, just so we can see where the driver is. You can do it directly in the scene node if preferred, just make sure it's set to 0. Now in the map range node, tweak the parameters until the liquid's motion feels right. Rotate the bottle sideways to get a better view of the effect, and don't forget to also hook the map range node into the scale input of the noise texture as well. Once you're happy with how the liquid flows, head back to the value node, right-click and select Add Driver. Change the driver type to rotational difference and set your bottle as the first object and your empty as the second. Now, as you rotate the bottle, you'll notice the value changes automatically based on the bottle's movement, and so does the liquid behavior. This is the moment to go back into your map range node and tweak things even more to match how you want your liquid to behave. And finally, let's say you want to change the color of the liquid. Easy, just change the two left colors on the color ramp. I'm switching mine to blue, and if it looks too dark, that's because the volume density is too high. Just reduce it to let the color shine through better. And that's it! You've got a realistic, reactive liquid material that's lightweight, renders fast, and doesn't require complex simulations. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more tips and tricks like this. See you in the next one.